At 2:14 in the morning, a panicked call is made to 911. Not for a burglar, not for a fire, but for something far more sinister. The caller, Daniel Price, claimed his house was whispering his name. Then, he vanished. This is the chilling story of the first voice. Daniel Price was 34 years old. He lived a quiet life, alone, in a modest house in Fairfield County, Ohio. A software developer, he mostly kept to himself. But on the night of October 27th, his solitude was shattered. That 911 call would be the last time anyone ever heard from him. The dispatcher who took the call described his voice as pure terror. We've used advanced AI to recreate that harrowing conversation, based on the official transcript. Please be advised, the following audio may be disturbing. Dispatcher 911. What is your emergency? Daniel's recreated voice. It is in my house. It knows my name. Dispatcher. Sir, what's in your house? Is there an intruder? Daniel's recreated voice. No, not a person. The walls. The walls are talking. They're whispering. Daniel. Dispatcher. Daniel, can you tell me where you are in the house? Daniel's recreated voice. It's coming from the vents, from the outlets. It's getting louder. It says I have to. The line goes dead. Just like that. Mid-sentence, he was gone. The police arrived at Daniel's home just 8 minutes later. What they found, or rather didn't find, has baffled law enforcement for years. There were no signs of forced entry. The doors and windows were all locked from the inside. Nothing was stolen. No signs of a struggle. It was as if Daniel Price had simply evaporated. But the scene was far from normal. On the kitchen counter, they found his cell phone. It was partially melted, as if it had been exposed to an intense, localized heat source. The screen was black and warped. More bizarrely, a single set of muddy footprints led from the back door into the center of the living room and then just stopped. No return prints. No smudges. It was one-way traffic to nowhere. Officers on the scene reported an unnerving coldness inside the house, despite the heating being off. They described the silence as heavy, unnatural, as if the air itself was holding its breath. Every creak of the floorboards seemed amplified. Every shadow seemed to dance just at the edge of their vision. It was a place that felt fundamentally wrong. The investigation quickly stalled. With no body and no suspects, the case grew cold. But the strange stories surrounding Daniel's house did not. Neighbors came forward, but their accounts only deepened the mystery. They told investigators that in the weeks leading up to his disappearance, Daniel had become increasingly paranoid. He'd complained to them about hearing voices, not from next door, not from the street, but from inside his own walls. He claimed a voice was whispering to him through the air vents, the electrical outlets, even the plumbing. He tried to soundproof his bedroom, stuffing towels under the door and covering the vents with duct tape. It didn't work. The voice, he said, just got louder. We managed to track down one of the first responding officers, now retired. He agreed to speak with us anonymously. He confirmed the eerie details of the scene, but added something that was never released to the public. While clearing the house, he and his partner heard it too, a low, electronic humming sound. They cut the main power breaker to the house, plunging it into darkness. The humming continued, unchanged, seeming to emanate from the very structure of the building. They couldn't explain it. To this day, he says it was the most unsettling call of his entire career. What was this voice Daniel heard? Where did it come from, and what did it want? The official file on Daniel Price remains open but inactive, filed away under unexplained disappearance. But for me, this case became an obsession, because I started hearing it too. I know how that sounds. It started subtly, a few weeks ago, while I was researching this very story. At first, it was just a faint whisper on the edge of my hearing. I dismissed it as my imagination, the late nights, the constant focus on this disturbing case playing tricks on my mind. But it got clearer. A low, distorted murmur, just like the one Daniel described. It comes from the dark corners of my apartment, sometimes from the heating vent, sometimes from the static of an unplugged speaker. Last night, It got worse. I was in my office, editing this very segment. The door, which was closed, slowly creaked open on its own. I live alone. There was no draft. My heart was pounding. I grabbed my digital audio recorder, hit record, and just held it up in the silence. For a full minute, there was nothing. Then I heard it. Whisper, not with my ears, but when I played the recording back, right there in the audio file. Crystal clear. Scythe, a name. The voice that Daniel Price heard. The voice that the police couldn't explain. The voice that now haunts my own home. I have a recording of it. What you are about to hear is an enhanced and amplified clip of that whisper. We've cleaned up the audio to make it as clear as possible. The same technology used to recreate Daniel's 911 call has isolated the voice from my apartment. This is what it said. Whispered voice audio. Daniel, you're next. All of you. What does it mean? Who is it talking to? This is bigger than one man's disappearance. It's a warning. In episode 2, we delve into other cases, other voices, and uncover a terrifying pattern that suggests Daniel Price wasn't the first, and he won't be the last. Subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what comes next.